We've covered paragraph styles in some depth, especially back in the Essential Training title, but I want to talk about 3 more features involving styles that are somewhat obscure, but which I find are really useful: redefine style, break link to style, and reset to base. Let's cover redefine style first. I'm going to double-click on this paragraph up in this story so I can switch to the Type tool. Then I'll zoom in with Command 2 or Control 2 on Windows, scroll over here, and I want to change the formatting of all of this body text. My art director said, no, this has to be myriad instead of minion or whatever. Well, there's various ways we can do this. I could just apply local formatting, right? I could click 4 times, come up here and start changing my font and my size and so on. But the problem with that is it's local formatting. And so I need to change the next paragraph the same way, the next paragraph the same way. So it's going to be very tedious changing things with local formatting. Also, I may not maintain consistency. I might make mistakes when I'm applying it that way. So instead, I want to change the paragraph style. If you change the paragraph style, you know it's going to be consistent throughout the entire paragraph. And of course, I've been very consistent with my paragraph styles in this document. So let's go ahead and change our paragraph style. I'll go back to the paragraph mode here, and I can see that body text has been applied to this style. There's a little pop-up menu just to the left of this, and I'm going to choose that pop-up menu and then choose Style Options. That'll open the Paragraph Style Options dialog box. Of course, you could get to the same place via the Paragraph Styles panel, but it's whatever's more convenient for you at the time. I kind of like that little pop-up menu up here. Now, there's a problem with changing the paragraph style options. In fact, there's 2 problems here. One is this is just a huge dialog box, so it's hard to see any of the text behind it unless you get a bigger monitor or you start moving your dialog boxes around and so on. The second problem is I can never remember exactly where the formatting is that I want to change. Which pane do I need to click on here to find the feature that I want? So, in this case, I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm just going to go back to step 1. I'm going to apply it locally, but I'm still going to be changing my paragraph style. I'll show you how. I'm going to first change the font. Let's say I'll change this to Myriad Pro, and let's go ahead, and it looks like it's light condensed by default. Let's make this a little bit bigger, maybe 14 points on 16-point leading. Oh, something happened to my leading. That's way more than 16, right? Usually when it jumps like that, it means that the align to baseline grid is turned on. So I'll go back to the paragraph formatting, and I'll turn off align to baseline grid. And as soon as I have the paragraph looking just the way I want it, then I want to push that same formatting back into the paragraph style definition. I want to say, take this formatting here and push it out so that all the paragraphs are like that. Can I do that? Sure. I'll go back to this little pop-up menu here up in the control panel, and I'm going to choose Redefine Style. Again, all the options here, including Redefine Style, you can also find in the Paragraph Styles panel, which is whatever's more convenient for you. I'll click on Redefine Style, and we can see that immediately all of those paragraphs are updated with the new formatting. I am having a little bit of a weird problem here with this text, so let's go look at the Character Styles panel, and I can see, well, there's no character style applied to it, or is there? Let me look down in the lower left corner. Here it says the bold character style has been applied. Now, why does it say bold down here and not up here? It's because this must be applied with a nested style. When you see a style applied here but not here, you know it's in a nested style. Because if it was selected up here, it would be locally applied, not as part of the paragraph style. That's okay. I can still edit the bold style. I'm not going to click on it or even double-click on it because that would actually apply this bold style to what's selected here. I'm going to right-click on it or control-click with a 1-button mouse on a Mac and click on Edit this bold style. And instead of the bold style, why don't we change this to something like condensed bold? Let me turn on preview, and I'll move this out of the way. Oh, you know what? It went to the pink rectangles. That means that this particular font, this style, does not exist in Myriad Pro. Well, it's a good thing I didn't click OK. Let's go back and try the other way. How about bold condensed? I hit Tab. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Click OK. And now I've changed the bold style without applying it locally. I've changed the bold style to the way I wanted this nested run-in to look. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let me move on to the next feature, break link to style. So in order to do that, I'm going to zoom back with Command minus or Control minus on Windows. And then I'll use my Option spacebar grabber hand to move up, or that's Alt spacebar on Windows. And I would like to change the formatting of this heading up here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to select that whole heading, Command A on the Mac or Control A on Windows, and maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I'm also going to reverse the fill and the stroke by clicking on this little double-headed arrow down here in the tool panel. Now I've got a stroke but no fill. So you could change it any way you want. But I've applied local formatting here, right? For this special effect, just for this one instance of this heading on this page. The problem is, if I go back to paragraph styles, or more accurately, let's say I hand this document over to somebody else, and they say, oh, you know what? We're going to change the article title, paragraph style to something else. Well, their change will change the look of my heading, and I might not want them to do that. I might not want that heading to look any different. I might want to freeze this look and feel just the way it is. Well, how do you freeze it? You have to break the link to this paragraph style. You break the link by going to the paragraph style pop-up menu and then scrolling down to break link to style. Now, this paragraph has no paragraph style applied to it. You can actually see that up here. It says no styles have been applied to this paragraph. So break link to style is very important when you want to freeze the look and feel of a paragraph and not let it be affected by any changes that might happen down the road to a paragraph style. The last feature I want to show here is reset to base. Let me click down here in this paragraph again, the one with the run-in head, and we can see that this paragraph has the paragraph style called body text with run-in. I'll double-click on that to edit it, and we can see that it is defined as body text plus nested styles. We could go in here and change all kinds of other things, like maybe we'll apply a different color to it. We can come in here and change the hyphenation. We could come in here and add a tab, and we can do all kinds of weird stuff. And when we come back to general, we can see that now we've got a whole list of things. So it's still based on body text, but there's a lot of differences on top of body text. Well, let's say you've made a lot of these changes and you just have gotten confused. You're not sure how to get back to where you were originally. That's where reset to base comes in. You click on reset to base, and suddenly you're back to nothing. It's just based on body text. I find that very, very useful. It's great to be able to go back to some earlier original state. In the next movie, we'll talk about how you can link to text files that you have on disk and why you might not want to.